I should save. So this is the Moblin Hugo, named by an old runner, an old enthusiast. You can dig here for a rupee, and it can be a blue rupee. But there's really nothing you can do, just drag him over here. And... oh, you don't? Damn. Well, I have time until Tuesday, so we'll sort something out. So, first of all, there are two triggers. One on the ground and one in the air. The ground one is here, right by this black line here. It starts about here. So from here and then pretty far in, Midna will say go back. From this black line here, pretty much. That is very clear to see with the senses on. So you just want to have him follow you, and then not target him, just target without having him there. And then be close to this line, and back off. And then just like push him slightly, just careful push. And then he's not always so cooperative. So, like, there's so much small movement things in this. So, it's very easy to target him, and then you try to back hop, and then you end up just jump attacking him instead. So if I'm gonna back hop now, I can't hold back, because if I hold back, then I will side hop to the camera. So if I want to back hop, I need to hold to the left, because that's where Link's back is. So that's one thing. And you also don't need to back up, you can just walk away, like walk around him. Like this. But, so the black line is your visual cue. You want him to be behind the line, but not too far. This is actually really good right here. I could have done it there, but I want to explain it. So your goal is to back hop into the mountain side here. That's like over here, and this mountain will stop you from going too far back. So when you land after the back hop, you want to do a jump attack as soon as possible, and then Hugo will go flying up in the air. I'll show this. And I'll buffer it to explain the heights and such. He's almost in a good spot. And also, you don't want him to be all up against the wall, because if he's all up against the wall and you back hop and then you attack him, and then when you attack him again to like do the jump, then you will grind the mountainside. So, and the mountain will slow you down, so you don't want that. I can highlight those and put on YouTube, but there are already so many tutorials. That's a really good position he's in right now. Like, he needs to be somewhat behind the line, and then have a slight angle, because he's not right next to this wall now. He's like looking, like his back is turning this way. So it's next to the wall, but not like straight next to it. So like, those tiny things make a huge difference in this trick. Now this is perfect. I back hop, and then I press A, and he goes flying. And then when he's at a certain height, and after I've slid on the ground for a certain amount of time, I press A again. And it's you need to be quick. Like, if he's really high up in the air and you jump after him, you will jump high up after him. So you'll go really far up, you'll gain a lot of height, but you won't really get a lot of speed technically, and he'll survive and push you around. But if you jump attack while he's fairly low, then you won't really jump high at all, and you might not even get enough speed. So this is gonna be beautiful paint. And a lot of people have tried to explain this before, and probably with paint. So I'll do as them. So the portal, wait, like the wall of twilight. And then you have the mountainside over here. Then a mountainside over here. And then you have this black line that you're following. Right, so you want Hugo to be behind the line, but not too far behind the line. So this is a good spot. And you don't want him to be right next to the wall here, because if he is right next to the wall and you attack him, the second time when you go to do the jump trick, then you will grind the wall here and lose a lot of speed. So you want to land about here instead of over here, because you will grind the wall and then lose speed and it will go further back. And the trigger is actually quite far, it extends pretty far. It goes kind of like this, I guess. I'm not really too sure. So there are two types of triggers. Midna saying go back is within this red area. Here Midna will say go back, and here Midna will say I will let you in. And if you grind the mountainside, then you will lose all of, or not all, but a lot of your speed, so you won't make it to this side of the line. So you want to make sure that Hugo is not all the way against the wall, but he's close to it. And then the line on the ground that you are looking at, and you're like altering his position with the black line. You want it to be behind it, but not too far. I used to have him like this. This is how I used to do it. I used to have him like pretty much on it. So his club was in front of the black line, but his back and feet was behind it. And I realized it's not actually too good. I want him to be a bit more back than that. And that's just one thing, like getting him into position. And then you need to wait for the swing, and then as soon as you hear him make this noise, then you back up, and since you have the correct position on him, you also need to have the correct angle. So if you get the good angle, like you don't need, your angle needs to be more right than this, because if you have an angle like this, you will grind the mountainside. But if you just have it slightly like this, like out to the right, so you won't hit the mountain when you jump, and you won't go here either. This is way too far to the right. So an angle is like over here somewhere. That's perfect. So with him there and an angle like that, you back hop, and then the mountain will kind of shorten your back hop, and then as soon as you land after the back hop, you press A again, and then you'll do a really short jump attack to Hugo and attack him, and he will go flying in the air. And this is where it gets tricky, because he goes like this, and if you attack him here, you will get ton of speed. You'll go really fast, but you might not make it to the other side because you won't get enough height. So you need the perfect amount of speed and height. It's not like dead on precise. You can attack him while he's here, here, even here, like anywhere here, in between here will be fine. But your angle needs to be good, and his position also needs to be good. So if you get him in a really good position, then it will help you a lot when doing the jump attack. So you want him to be high up, but not at the very top, I think, because if he's all the way at the top, then you will just fly like this, woo, and then land here. So you won't go to the other side, because you need speed as well to get over there. So if he's like over here in the air, in his trajectory, then it will be pretty much perfect. So you'll land about here, I guess, and that will be past the go back trigger. And Pheenoh has a really good tutorial on YouTube. And look, Hugo has pushed me into the camera. But Pheenoh has a really good tutorial on this, and I will find that because it explains it in much better paint skills than what I displayed. But that's basically shortened shield skip. You have about 4 frames to do it, I think. It's very similar to the bomb jump in Snow Peak. You have a short amount of time to react, but it's easy to learn once you do it enough times. Like you'll get the muscle memory for it, and then so your timing will eventually just be good. So you'll have to have the timing down, and then it doesn't work because either your angle was a bit too far left or right, or he was too far forward on the black line, too far back, he was too close to the mountain, he was too far away from the mountain, etc. You just need to find like the perfect position. And it is hard, but that's why this trick needs a lot of grinding, so you see what works and what doesn't work. It's a lot of testing, and it's terrible when you're starting off because you should put a lot of time into it. But yeah, if I'm highlighting this and putting this on YouTube, then in the description will be the link to Pheenoh's explanation video, and I highly recommend watching that. It's much better than what crap I just spouted. Alright. Yeah, cute wolf bite. Also, one thing is that, you see now I hit the other trigger that told me to go back because I landed above it earlier. Like I went past it. But Hugo, he's now almost dead, so if I try this again, I would have killed him, so I can't target him again. So I can't do the LJ afterwards. And like, oh, I killed him, I'll just jump out here and respawn at the spring and he'll be back. But no, this guy actually dies. He's dead now, so I need to reset. So don't kill Hugo because he won't respawn. He's like one of those moblins that will stay dead. So I saved. And where he stands over here, he can be like all the way up in that loading zone, or he can be far down here. That space on luck.